here it is. One of the most significant new car launches of the decade. It's a new Range Rover, and no, this isn't a facelift of the outgoing model, it's not a revision, this is an entirely new, from the ground up entity. It is supposedly a quantum leap forward for what is, and arguably always has been, the archetypal luxury SUV. It is the car that really spawned the whole genre over 50 years ago. Even in Land Rover's own words, it is the most luxurious Range Rover that has ever existed, which is a huge, bold claim because they've never been known to be short on pomp and circumstance. So I think that warrants spending a little bit of time with it today. We're going to spend a few hours with it, have a drive around, get to know it. My name is Alex, and this, very exciting, is the new Range Rover. I mean, it certainly looks like a new vehicle. I mean, obviously the unmistakable Range Rover design identity remains, but it's just been sculpted and softened off. All of the harsh lines have been reducted and just has this lovely flowing aesthetic to it. But it's not just that, it's little things like these rear lights to give this sort of lovely, soft, refracted aesthetic. What it actually does is, rather than beam the light straight out, it beams it back and then reflects it forward, which gives it this wonderful sort of diffused look. And it's also little things, attention to detail. Watch this, watch the indicators. How cool is that? Rear legroom is exactly what you would expect in a Range Rover, extended wheelbase or otherwise, but the extended wheelbase version just gives you that extra little bit of rear seat opulence, and the rear seat is a fabulous place to be. We'll show all of that in some B-roll in a second. But what's really exciting, obviously boot space, copious amounts of it. We're sort of using it as a bit of a mobile studio at the moment. But what's really, really exciting is this bit here, these buttons, or more importantly, what they denote. So these are used to operate the third row of seats. So there are 7 seats in this extended wheelbase version, and they're proper seats as well. They're not your sort of silly Mickey Mouse rear seats that you get in a lot of off-roaders and 4x4s and SUV type vehicles. You can actually sit in them as an adult in comfort. So here I am in the backmost row of seats in the 7-seat long wheelbase Range Rover. It's not usually a place from which I conduct car reviews, and usually whenever I do venture into the third row of seats, it is a very claustrophobia-inducing experience, if I even fit. But this is lovely. It's got cup holder, there's a little vent for the climate control system that you can shut on and off. There's a speaker for the Meridian signature sound system. There's even some really convenient little things like there's USB-C chargers either side, so if you've stuck your kids in the back, they can plug their iPads in. Even more impressively, they're heated third row seats. That is incredibly impressive. That is so Range Rover. And there is also controls for the seats in front, so that you don't have to wait for whoever's driving to get out and come and let you out. You can escape. And you may be looking at it and thinking, yes, Alex, it's all well and good. It looks very smart. It's got a very posh interior, all these features. But is it any good off-road? It is. It's a Range Rover, and the thing that they've always made sure is, no matter how much emphasis gets placed on quality and luxury, that it can also keep going even when the going gets properly rough. It's got the latest version of Land Rover's state-of-the-art terrain response 2 system, which is bloody clever. And it has, of course, the switchable drive modes, so pretty much anything that you throw at this thing, it will just take it. But yeah, off-road capability, oh, absolutely up there. It hasn't lost anything, and it has gained a lot. Properly impressive. Oh, well done, Land Rover. As you can probably tell, I'm not having to raise my voice at all. It's a pretty windy day out there, and it's very, very quiet in here. I can even whisper and you can still hear me. And it's wonderful, even when you do mash your foot into the carpet, there's just this distant sort of hum of the diesel engine firing up. It seems like it's miles away out there. It's so well, or should I say, you're so well isolated from everything that is going on around you, whether that be environmental or mechanical. The Range Rovers have always been incredibly good at that, but this really does raise the bar in terms of sheer luxury and refinement. It's an absolute tour de force. Incredible. Again, superb work, Land Rover. To summarise, this is the new age for Land Rover, a new chapter in its long and illustrious history. To save me responding to the inevitable comments, unless you've seen, studied and experienced it for yourself, it's impossible to truly appreciate and comprehend the quantum leap forward that this entirely new model represents. If you'd like to explore the new Range Rover for yourself, please don't hesitate to contact your local Lister's Land Rover Centre.